just always wanted to do it. It's always been a dream. I always looked forward to like coaching when I played. I had some really good coaches and mentors. Derek, big mentor to me, and he kind of just led the way for me. What I believe separates SBA from everyone is, first, they're very Christian based, and they're all about getting kids to the next level. That being, or getting them prepared for high school, college, to Division I schools, and to the pros. You know, and I think that's what separates them. You know, is their success. Overall mission, really prepare them for life, you know, in different aspects, like the way we structure practices, our discipline, you know, something as simple as, you know, always making their shirts be tucked in, hats on straight, you know. Really the biggest thing is structure and discipline, you know, and those things that carry them a long ways in the classroom, at home, etc., you know. Balancing winning games and player development, it can be tough. We take a lot of pride in, you know, when we play locally, you know, we like to say that it's about the name on the back of the jersey, you know, make sure every child gets their opportunities to succeed or fail, whatever the case may be. When we go nationally is like Georgia, you know, other places, we like to take those tournaments, and it's more about the name on the front of the jersey, and all that work and all the numbers or whatever you want to call it, they become the most important thing when we go to Georgia or to a national event. Body language, how they deal with failure and success, you know, how they balance those things, you know, are they a great teammate, are they a bad teammate, were they a bad teammate at the beginning of the year and then they learn to be a really good teammate, and then can they do the things that they couldn't do at the beginning, like if a kid was a 30% strike thrower, was he a 60% strike thrower by the end of the year, you know, if a kid started out the season 2 for 22 and struck out 12 times, did he end the season having more contact? Those are the things, you know, that we try to pride ourselves on, is can we see small growth? It don't have to be a lot, but did that child get better, you know? Players playing too much. You know, I think they take the term travel baseball and try to take every opportunity they can. We're dealing with a lot of players, you know, they'll play with us every other weekend, and then in between those they're playing with someone else. So a lot of the issue is overuse. You know, we have kids throwing, you know, 75 pitches for us one weekend, and the next weekend they're throwing 95 for someone else. And, you know, here we have standards on how much we use a kid, and just make sure we're staying within those bounds. A lot of times parents misunderstand the difference in developing and winning. Nowadays, travel ball is more built around where can I go and my child win, compared to where can my child go and develop. You know, oftentimes in travel baseball, if your son plays left field for his travel team, guess what? His high school team is probably going to play shortstop. You know, there's so many there's 6 shortstops on every travel team 9 times out of 10 with where they go to high school. And I think parents get caught up in trying to win other than going somewhere they're going to develop and really benefit their child in the future. I hope former players say 10 years from now that their coaches really loved them, they pushed them to be better, and that they did learn the fundamentals of the game. You know, like, I think the biggest thing is when kids get to high school, my coach ain't having to tell me to do the basic things. You know, I hope our coach is able to say, well, that kid's been taught well. You know, I just hope they're able to say that my coach set me up for success, or SBA 910 set them up for success. Work hard every day, find something to do every day to get better, you know. the more you do it, the better you're going to become, and it's going to be great.